Okay, guys, we're getting towards the end, so this is going to be a bit of the, we'll call the rest, some ones we've done in class that don't quite fall under the other categories. So we start with, we're doing a bit of this one. I have to move the screens because they're all different exercises. Okay, so this one we've been doing, where we've just been focusing on elevating and depressing, remembering again, nice and steady and controlled, nice and slow, thinking about the contraction and the release being the same. I want you to make sure that as you're coming up, you're not coming up through here. You really line them up properly. Okay, as hard as that sounds. Then I want you to think about what we've been talking about, preempting your shoulder. So allowing your shoulder to elevate fractionally, just to let it know you're about to do something. So coming up, and then you can take your arms out to the side. Okay, getting the bit of a feel between the two different sets of muscles working there. Okay, again, you can put it on one leg. You want to make it a little bit trickier. The other thing I want to think about is you can add some rotations into it to get a bit of control. Okay, so that type of exercise is really focusing on those lateral, so structures on the outside of your shoulder and also the ones at the top. The up traps are really important for shoulders. It's just nice to know that they can separate themselves into different movements. You've got your rotations here, and also if you're very high level, looking at doing some nice control work here. What you're looking for here is that your elbow doesn't drop or come forward, that it's a very clean rotation. Okay, that also brings in these type of exercises, which are throw and catches. Okay, they're good for control. You can also do these, sort of classic physio training one, over a Swiss ball, where you're got your arms up here and you're catching. This is good for building some stamina in your shoulder. This again, very high level type of things. Same as trying to do some really high level catching type exercises out here. Wouldn't want to be doing this early, in probably 6 months of surgery, but if you're working for stability, something like that, you can definitely start to build some strength by, because of the chaos, so you're moving the weight round to challenge your shoulder a little bit more. We've also got our band exercises, so really bringing up here. And the other things like getting to this position and bouncing the ball. That's obviously not a very good ball bounce, but gives you the idea. Okay, it's actually better if you've got 2 Swiss balls, but you don't find that in the gym. Okay, we've also got our exercises involving the wall and the ball that we've been doing. So these are the type of ones where we're just letting the shoulder roll up and down. Do that with one arm or 2. Again, what I'm looking for is good strength coming from the back of the shoulder and shoulder blade to really guide that ball up the wall. Not pushing into it too hard, just guiding it up. Get some nice fluid movement. Okay, again, not losing our position. To make that a bit harder, put a band around your hands, so biasing the back of the shoulder a little bit there, and then you can do what we've been doing, which is our throws above. You do that with the band around your hands, or if you want to build some endurance in your shoulder, one hand is bouncing off and controlling. Again, that's quite high level because it's end range control work, good for your shoulder, nice and builds endurance quite quickly. Then we've got some other ones. I'm going to put this down here so you can see them. So some of the things that we've been more challenging in class, this is definitely in level. Keeping in mind that your physio's got fracture in your hands, so look a little bit average in this. So this is bringing ourselves up into glasses into what we call a bear pose. Taking our hands back and forth, sideways. So this is giving weight, resistance, control. So you've got quite a lot of weight on that. It's driving into your hands. The resistance is coming here, trying to get that nice and strong. Okay, so those are the type of things we are doing there. We also haven't covered, but we should do, our side lying raises, just pure rotation, controlling. You can add a little bit of rotation there if you like. Don't have to. Watching this bit as you come down, don't drop down, okay? So this is gauging these muscles, they're nice and strong, and slowly coming down. Now this is going to be tricky if you've had a supersternum repair, so just be really gentle. I wouldn't be doing this probably even with a weight. Maybe you can in those first 3 months. Okay. And then you can do that way as well. So nice. And your physio should be pretending that there's a little train of ants underneath her waistline, so she's not collapsing here. So you can tell it's Sunday morning and she's done a lot of short exercise. Okay, simple crawlings, very good for the shoulders. And again, we've done some of these change direction things, but again, coming up onto your hands and knees, sort of high level, looking at this type of thing. It's very good for your shoulder because it's stability. Again, you'd want to be far down your track. In rehab time, you can start to add some weight to it. And if you're sort of at the level where you're really trying to stabilize and challenge your shoulder, it's recovered from its surgery, then you can start to do this type of coming through as well. And the other option is to add this type of bands to it where you're getting that control. You see that this arm is doing the work on that angle, but this one's doing most of the work as far as stabilizing the shoulder. Okay, so those are all very nice exercises. I've just got one other one which I'll show you. If you can, if you're having a bit of trouble getting your arm up, if you can set up a bit of band high, and you can use your other hand to sort of bring it up there, you can also do some nice pulling down exercises. Often the shoulder will not like going, you're quite happy to come to 90 degrees. It doesn't like that transition point from about 80 degrees to 120, and that's because the shoulder really has to work at pulling itself back in and lifting. So that bit's a bit trickier. Once you get over the top, it's often not too bad. So if you are one of those people, feels all right when it's up here, you can hold a bit of band, get your arm up and bring it down, and then let the band take you up a bit. It tends to be fairly comfortable. It's a nice exercise. Again, trying to keep this chest open and not pitching your shoulder. Okay, so nice, just working wherever that you can control the range. But often this can be quite a nice exercise for those people that have really stiff shoulders, finding lifting their arm quite difficult because it'll still build up nice strength above your head. Okay, I think that leaves us most of the exercises. There's some other things we do in class, but I feel like that's probably enough to keep you guys busy over Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas, see you in the new year.